Hello boys and girls, this is Mr. Soul. Welcome back for another lesson of biology. Today we are going through lesson 24 of chapter 14, the conditions for seed germination. Before you start watching the video, remember to like and subscribe the channel and also share the video to your classmates and remind them to do their revision. Let's start. Seed germination is actually a very complex process which the seed grows and develops into a seedling, a very small plant. And now, what are the conditions necessary and needed for seed to germinate? Let's take a look. In order to know the conditions for seed germination, let's do some brainstorming first. Can you tell me, does the seed carry out photosynthesis, 光合作用, to produce energy at the very beginning of seed germination? Give you 3 seconds. I think you get the answer. For the seed to germinate, there are no leaves, right? So the seed does not carry out photosynthesis at the very beginning to produce energy. Now, the question is, where does the energy for growth come from? Where does the energy for germination comes from? It must come from respiration. Respiration is a complex and highly controlled process to break down food into energies. Now, respiration is controlled by, which is affected by, can you fill in the blanks for me? Give you 3 seconds. Alright, so the correct answer is, respiration is controlled by enzyme, which is affected by temperature. When the temperature goes higher, the enzyme activity will be higher as well. But when the temperature is super high, the enzyme will be denatured, and then the enzyme no longer work. That is the idea. To conclude, warm temperature allows the enzymes to work efficiently. So temperature is a condition for seed germination. Another brainstorming question: if the seed is dry, no germination occurs. How can water help in germination? What is the possible relationship of seed enzyme and water? Water helps to activate enzymes in the seed, which after activation, enzymes they can use water to do an action called hydrolysis, in Chinese 水解. Break down the word into two parts: hydro, water, lysis, breakdown. It breaks down the starch, 澱粉, into maltose, 麥芽糖, using a process called hydrolysis. After broken down into maltose, energy is released to form some structural component of the new cells. Besides activating the enzymes, it also acts as a reactant in hydrolysis action for the insoluble foods such as starch. It also acts as a transport medium to transport soluble food to the growing region, to the radicle and also the plum meal part. Another action of water is to soften the seed coat and make the cotyledon swell. When the cotyledon swell, it will increase a little bit in the size. This helps to break the seed coat, and it helps the radicle, the very small root inside the seed, to emerge, to grow out. The video below shows how the water softens the seed coat and swell the cotyledon. After swelling the cotyledon, the seed coat might break, and this allows the radicle, the very small root inside the seed, to emerge and grow out easily. Let's take a look at the MCQ question 2 on page 14 of your textbook. The table below shows the storage condition of seed and the percentage of seed germination after storage. And you have 3 different storage conditions. You have temperature, relative humidity, and the period of storage. Let's together now take a look how the temperature affects the percentage of seed germination after storage. In order to do the comparison, we have to keep all other conditions constant, no change, but only changing the temperature. So now, when we keep the relative humidity and the period of storage the same, just increase the temperature, what happens to the percentage of seed germinate? When you increase the temperature, the percentage of seed germination increases. So let's write down the conclusion. When temperature increases, percentage of seed germination increases. So it shows that when the temperature increases, it affects and increases the seed germination as well. Thus, relative humidity affects the percentage of seed germination. In order to do that, let's keep other conditions constant, such as we keep the temperature and the storage period constant. Just increased the relative humidity. Does it increase or change the percentage of seed germination a lot? It seems not. Therefore, we can have the conclusion. The relative humidity does not affect the percentage of seed germination. What about does the storage period affects the percentage of seed germination? In order to do so, we have to keep all other factors or other conditions the same, just changing the storage period. Can we do that? The problem is we cannot, because we cannot find two sets of data which only keeps the relative humidity and temperature constant but changing the storage period. Therefore, we cannot draw any conclusion from these data. Let's write down the conclusion. That is, no conclusion on the effect of storage period on percentage of seed germination. From the above data. That's it for the lesson about the conditions of seed germination. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.